So last time we took a look at the history of giant Sonic statues, and we learnt that, for whatever reason, people don't really take video of these statues, and high quality photographs are quite rare unless they've been taken within the last 5 to 10 years. And then I left the video on a bit of a cliffhanger. Anyway, I'm sure that for the next Sonic game, Sega will likely commission a brand new... Okay, no, seriously, does anyone else... Oh. Yeah, China has a giant Godzilla-sized Sonic statue. Come back next time and I'll tell you all about it. This statue in particular, I felt deserved its own time to shine due to just how incredible it is. It's 4 times the height of a fully grown man, and you're definitely going to need a bigger display case for it. It's a huge beast of a collector's item. And for 3 years, it dominated the skyline in a small corner of Shanghai. This is the story of China's giant Sonic statue. For as long as any fan can remember, if you try to think where on earth Sega typically open arcades, your mind usually instantly goes to Japan. Japan is absolutely full of arcades. Some of them are officially licensed by actual game developer companies. They're really huge business over there, and they've been popular for decades. But every now and again, certain companies try to bring the experience to other regions and market, and Sega are no exception to this. So far, Sega have opened 3 unique Joypolis theme parks and a number of spin-off arcades which have been operating for several years now to great success in Chinese territories. In 2014, Sega opened the first of their Chinese Joypolis venues in Qingdao with the plans to open the first stage of their Shanghai park the following year. Shortly after the Shanghai park was opened, Sega decided it wanted to do a huge, big and exciting promotional campaign to try and attract the crowds to come and visit the park. And they decided that the best way to do this was to make a huge visual impact, to try and effectively grab the attention of everyone that passed by the building. Something that was so big and so elaborate, it would be near impossible for anyone to pass by the building without seeing it. So what did they do? They commissioned a Sonic statue. Not just any statue, it's probably the largest Sonic statue that Sega have ever created. In fact, if you look at these production photos, you can see just how big it actually is. There are 2 grown men sat on the scaffolding beside it, and they're barely the size of Sonic's mouth. But if you want a better idea as to how big the statue actually is, check out this second production photo. First of all, take a look at the men to the left of the statue. They're barely taller than Sonic's shoes. And then if you look at the guy in the centre of the photo, his feet are at around human height level. And there's even someone working who's positioned higher than he is. And then there's a final worker at the very top of the statue, just above this other guy. Now, due to the fact that these workers are at slightly different distances from the camera, there's going to be some variation as to how tall they actually appear. But even when you compensate for that, the statue is easily around the height of 4 or 5 fully grown men. And remember, this statue is actually in a sitting position, meaning if they'd have chosen to build it standing up, it would be even taller. So after the construction was completed, just what did they do with it? What do you do with a Sonic statue that's around the size of a small house? Well, they sat him on the Joypolis building itself. So here's something that I've noticed in my time covering various gaming news and interesting tidbits of information. Sometimes something will happen in one region and it doesn't immediately become well known in other parts of the world until a very long time after the fact. And that's the case with this statue. It remained on top of this building in Shanghai for over 3 years, and nobody outside of China seemed to know anything about it. Kind of reminds you of a certain statue in Japan, doesn't it? And it's a really charming statue, despite being the size of a small dwelling. When viewed from the ground below, it kinda looks like Sonic is waving at you. And I don't know about you guys, but when I'm out and about in the town, I quite like to look up a building and see a giant Sonic the Hedgehog waving at me as I go about my day. It would really cheer me up. But one thing that I'm really impressed by is the level of detail on this giant statue. The shoes and the eyes are really well done. You can see all the details so clearly from even the ground level. So what happened to this statue? Well, it's sadly no longer there. It seems that it was removed a few months ago due to security and safety concerns, according to the actual people who run the Joypolis China social media accounts. Which probably means that since it was up on top of a building for 3 years, it wasn't going to last much longer, not before it came to the risk of falling down. And since it was the size of a small house, this would be very, very bad. Unfortunately, for this video, I really struggled to find pictures and video of the statue, and it seems that unfortunately, the biggest reason for this is China itself. See, most Chinese citizens don't use the same social media websites that most of us here in the West use. It's been very difficult to try and track anything down. I'm under no doubt that there must be more pictures and definitely must be more video out there, but as of today, I've been completely unable to find any more. So if there is some more out there, I would love to see it, because I really want to see more of this. But the other thing that really surprises me is how the Western Sega social media accounts didn't even mention this huge statue once. But they did promote Sega Republic in Dubai when that opened. It's almost like nobody, not even Sega, anyone outside of China, knew about this. But surely Sega would have wanted to say, hey, look at this cool, awesome thing that exists. But it's as if they just never knew about it. But what about you lot? What do you think of this? I, for one, absolutely love this statue, and I just wish that I'd had the chance to see it in real life, because I bet, regardless as to how much of a fan you are, it would have been an incredibly surreal experience, just as you're walking around, to see a giant, house-sized Sonic waving at you down from on high, as you just went around your daily business. I hope that we get another truly giant statue from Sega like this in the future. I know it's extremely unlikely, but it would be so much fun to see. What about for the 30th anniversary? We get a giant Sonic statue about the size of a small detached house, and we put it alongside the River Thames in London. That'd be awesome. So what about you lot? Please tell me your thoughts in the comments, because I bet a lot of you have never seen this before, and I just wish I could have seen your reaction when you saw this for the first time. So I love seeing it when I show something to people that they've never seen before, so definitely give me your thoughts and opinions on this one. I'm really anxious to see. But if you happen to know any other photos or even video that exists of this statue, please let me know, because I really want to see more of this one. It's just a shame, and I really wish I could have found additional footage and even pictures to show you guys. So anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this look at China's giant Sonic statue, and if you've not done so yet, please check out the first video which covers all the other giant Sonic statues which exist throughout the world. See you next time! what? Hey guys, thanks for checking out my video. If you found this video interesting and enjoyed it, please click that like and subscribe button. And if you know anybody else who might be interested, please share it with your fellow friends and minions. If you want to continue the adventures, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And if you'd like to support the work I do further, please consider backing me on Patreon. Or if you'd just like to make a one-off donation, why not treat me to a coffee? Links to both are in the video description. Even the smallest donation is a huge help to keeping this channel going. But most of all, just thank you for taking the time out to watch this video and enjoy the work I do. It really does mean the world to me. Thank you.